Welcome to English Reading for Learning.
Into Africa. Africa is the second largest continent on Earth. Hundreds of millions of people live in Africa. About 500 different languages are spoken there. There are different kinds of land in Africa. The largest desert in the world is in Africa. It is called the Sahara. Forests also cover much of the land. There is some flat land called the plains. And there are mountains, too. The highest mountain in Africa is Mount Kilimanjaro. It overlooks the high Serengeti Plain. The longest river in the world, the Nile, runs north through Africa. Another river, the Congo, runs through the middle of the continent. Many people live along these rivers. Most Africans live in cities. Some Africans live in small communities on the plains, in the forest, or in the desert. Let's visit some of these people and see how they live. The Serengeti covers part of Tanzania and Kenya. This area is famous for its wildlife. Lions rest in the long yellow grass. From time to time, they spy on the wildebeests, searching for water. Somewhere, a giraffe has its head in the trees, nibbling on leaves. A cheetah leaps from a tree and dashes over the grassland. While the animals roam around, the people are busy too. The Serengeti is the home of the Maasai people. They have lived on the Serengeti for hundreds of years. Little has changed during this long period of time. The Maasai have large families. They often wear colorful clothes and jewelry. Living on the Serengeti is not easy. At times it is very dry and water is hard to find. Sometimes food is scarce too. The Maasai are herders. They keep cattle, sheep, goats, and donkeys. The Maasai live off the milk and meat of their livestock. The animals graze the grasslands during the day. At night, the animals are kept inside a pen called a boma. A fence of thorns is put around the boma to keep out wild animals. The Maasai live in small settlements. Each settlement is made up of a circle of huts. Each hut is covered with dirt and animal droppings. The huts are dark and cool inside. Every settlement is home to one or more families. The boys are the herders. They take the animals out to graze each day. The men are the warriors who defend their homes from wild animals. Maasai girls and women cook and work to keep the settlement clean. Very few Maasai children go to school. Far from the plains of the Serengeti is a country called Morocco. Morocco is in northwestern Africa. One city in Morocco is Fez. Fez is one of Morocco's oldest cities. It is about 1,200 years old. There is a maze of streets in the city of Fez. This famous area is called Old Fez, or Fez El Bali. High walls and gates surround this area. Inside, the markets are very busy. Fez is famous for the Fez hat, a cone-shaped hat with a flat top. Many people in northern Africa and the Middle East wear Fez hats. Colorful carpets, leather, jewelry, and pottery are also made here. They are sold in the marketplace. The temperature is hot all year in Fez. Moroccans protect themselves by wearing long robes and scarves. Many Moroccans live in small apartments in the city. Some live in the dry hillsides outside of town. The people of Fez enjoy their music. The music is fast-paced and spirited. It can be heard all day throughout the city. Some Moroccan women will listen to music while getting henna drawn on their hands or faces. Henna is a dye that is used to make designs on skin. The designs are worn as decoration. There are many places in Old Fez where artists sell their skill of drawing henna. Another part of Fez is the tannery. Here, leather is dried and stretched. Then, it is dyed in one of many different colors. The leather that comes from Fez is famous throughout the world. The men who work in the tanneries often sing while they work. The most common food in Morocco is couscous. It is often added to a dish called tagine. Tagine is a mix of vegetables and meat. It's delicious and very filling. Moroccans enjoy sweet mint tea with their meals. While busy Fez sits on the edge of the Sahara Desert, life in the middle of the desert is very different. The desert cannot support a community for very long. The water runs out, and the grass quickly gets eaten. People must move often. It has been this way for centuries. The Bedouin people live in the Sahara Desert. Like the Maasai, the Bedouin are herders and live off their livestock. They travel together in small groups, sometimes as a single family. The Bedouin live in tents separated into two sections. One section is for cooking. The other section is for welcoming visitors. Having a visitor is a time for celebration. Spiced coffee is served and music is played. The Bedouin men play a flute called a shababa and a 1- or 2-string violin called a rababa. The women sing. At the southern tip of Africa is the country of South Africa. Cape Town is South Africa's capital city. It is home to almost 3 million people. Most Cape Towners live in the dusty, hot suburbs of Cape Flats. There are also homes near the famous Table Mountain. This mountain rises about 3,000 feet above the city. It is named for its shape. It's flat on top, like a table. On weekends, many people ride in cable cars to the top of the mountain. From there, they have a wonderful view of the city. Just south of Cape Town is False Bay. The water is nice there, and the swimming is good. People go there to take breaks from their jobs. Many people work in offices or run small businesses. A lot of tourists visit Cape Town to swim, surf, and see the countryside. Africa is filled with different kinds of places. It is home to many people who lead very different lives. Perhaps one day you will have a chance to visit Africa and see its beauty for yourself. Where will you go first?
Thanks for watching and listening. Please click like and subscribe for new and latest uploads.